In this video, I'm talking about what you can do whenever you feel lost in life or whenever you don't feel like you know exactly where you should be heading next or what the next path you should take should be. So I know there's a lot of people who are in this situation, and I've had a lot of people, including myself, tell me about this. Like, well, I don't know what I want to do. I'm starting to become aware of everything that's happening in my life and what I'm trying to stand for and my values and how fulfilled I am at this certain job, and I'm not happy, but I don't know what I want to do. People expect me to just get out of college and know what I want to do with the rest of my life, and I think that viewpoint is very detrimental to a lot of our society because we are pushing our young people out to do this one thing that they are supposed to love for the rest of their life. And unfortunately, most of these people who are going through that are too young to really know, and they have a lack of experience in their life to really know what they want and what is going to make them feel fulfilled. And unfortunately, money is also something that corrupts this type of desire to go about one's life and finding fulfillment, because people, if they get the mistake of thinking money is going to make them happy, well, whenever they have a lot of money and they're doing something, working a 9 to 5, and they're miserable, they realize that money is not everything. Money does not always equate to being happy. So this is the exercise that I myself started to do whenever I was going through this phase of my life where I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself and what I was going to do as a vocation to make income. And I also teach this to my clients whenever they don't know what their overarching dream is, because that is the most important thing to know if you are going to be steadily working towards your goals and achieving the life that you actually desire to live, is to know what your dream is, to know what that life looks like that you really want. And if you don't have the clarity, well, then you're basically walking down a path where you don't know the direction you're supposed to be going. So if you don't know what you want to do or what makes you fulfilled, do this one exercise. That is, write down the things that you don't want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, make sure you know the things that you don't want to do. And this is super simple, but it's so easy, and it will really help you steer a little bit more towards what may be, and clarify and distill what actually may be the thing that brings you fulfillment. So, if you know you don't want to work a 9 to 5 job, write that down. If you know you don't want to do sales, write that down. If you know you don't want to be an employee, make sure that's on the list. And this will help you distill, well, I want to have freedom. I want to be able to make my own hours. I want to be my own boss. Maybe I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own my own business. Well, what kind of business does that look like? Well, I don't want to have a storefront. I don't want to have a restaurant. I don't like to take from people. Okay, well, now we start to realize, okay, well, maybe I want to help people in some way. What way do I want to help people? Well, I don't know. Well, what do you like doing? I like working out. That's great. Would you find happiness in helping people become more fit or healthier versions of themselves? Maybe not, or maybe you would. And this would kind of be the process that you would continue taking here, is that 1, make sure you're clear on what you don't want. 2, even though you may not know exactly what you want, find something that does bring you some type of joy, some type of fulfillment, and start to take the steps towards that in whatever manner that looks like. And always remember this, that whenever you're going down this, life is a journey, it's not a destination. You may think that you really want to do this one thing, which you probably will find pretty soon if you're going down this path of trying to distill what you really want to do. But a year or 2 from now, that may evolve into a different thing. Maybe it has layers of what you originally started with, but the overarching image of what that looks like is different. And that's okay. And you should always be adaptable, right? Being human, being alive is making sure you're adaptable to change, because if you're stagnant and you're resistant to change, well, we know what happens whenever nature starts to take hold, right? Nature is change. So always be open to changing and growing and evolving yourself. And as long as you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to your heart, and you're staying open to what it could be that will make or bring you more fulfillment and happiness in life, and you start to take the steps towards that instead of being inactive, well, then you're walking down the right path, my friend. We also have to remember sometimes good things come with patience. Don't expect to just achieve your dream and your goal, especially if it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to get there, within a couple of days, a month, or a year. If you really, really want something and you really know what you want, your actions, your beliefs, and your values will be in alignment with that. So make sure, if you know what you want, make sure you are living the life that is congruent to that goal or desired dream. Because if you aren't, well, you're never going to get there. And this is kind of the thing that we teach in my coaching as well, is 1% change. 1% change over the course of 1% change a day over the course of 100 days is a 100% change. So make sure you're doing something, whatever it is. It may not be the same thing every day. I would advise it to be the same thing every day so you can grow a habit. But whatever you're doing, make sure you are staying consistent and slowly taking the steps towards where you really want to be. And in due time, you will end up there eventually. So I hope this video helps you. Remember to leave a comment and let me know what you think. Add some value to this community. If you have any tips that you want to have, or if you have any questions and you might want to ask a question, feel free to leave it. And I hope you all have an amazing, awesome day. Peace, love, namaste, blessings and light to you all.